Welcome to Compassion Speaks. I'm your host, Ezra Borrego, and today on our show we have Marty LaMar, co-founder of Native Women's Scholarship Incorporated. Welcome, Marty. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Ezra. It's great to be here to talk about something that has been very wonderful in my life.
So you've been doing this with your husband for how many years now?
Since 2013, we got our incorporation.
And what inspired you to do this wonderful thing that you're doing?
My husband and I wanted to make a difference in our community. We were retired teachers, educators from California, came here in 2006 permanently, and we wanted to make a difference. We found some young women that wanted to make a difference in their lives and in their communities. And this is how we started.
Wow. So what led you to go to the Native women? What inspired you to do that?
It started in 2012.
Okay.
Carol Sletton is a local author, and she wrote a play, Three Strong Western Women. I played a part in that play. She wanted to give half of the money to a scholarship to a young lady that would be a student at Alchese. And she turned to my husband and me and said, okay, you go over and interview the students because you're retired educators. My husband and I went over to Alchese. The counselor had picked 4 students. We interviewed those girls, and it was very hard to pick somebody to give one scholarship to. We admired what they were trying to do. We thought they were just wonderful in the way they were focused and excited about going to college and coming back to their community to make a difference.
That's pretty neat.
We had to deliberate quite a while, and we picked one. And when it was over with, I turned to my husband and I said, what else can we do? And he said, we could start a nonprofit. I couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe that it took him months and months and months using LegalZoom to get our nonprofit.
Wow.
But he did.
That is pretty neat. So did he have to do some research, or did he know some about LegalZoom, or did he have to do a lot of homework to get this going?
I can't remember. I just remembered that he would be yelling over the phone at them. And he worked very hard to get the nonprofit status. He researched it. He found out what he needed to do for the Arizona Corporation Commission and the IRS, and he got it off the ground. In 2013, we got our first student.
Wow.
She's now working for Johns Hopkins Center for Indian Health on the reservation.
So she's at IHS down there?
Yes.
Okay. So what is she doing? What's her job with
Johns Hopkins?
Yeah.
She's teaching children how to exercise and eat and how to have a healthy life. She's part of their Native Vision program.
Okay. That's a pretty cool program. When I was a firefighter down there, I was a part of Native Vision. And it's big because they go around different parts of the United States and they have a big old weekend and spend time with the kids to keep themselves healthy and educate them and have a lot of fun.
Well, she's not the only one, a graduate that we helped. We have someone that is working as a counselor at Rainbow Center. She graduated in 2017. Another one of the scholarship recipients is working at White River. Another one is with the Conservation Corps. Another one is a teacher at Blue Ridge Elementary. And another one is working online, ASU, to get the rest of her degree. But she's also working at a nursing home in Lakeside.
Wow. So you've had a lot of success so far in so many years that you've been doing this. I bet by seeing the results that you've been getting, it probably does your heart and your husband's heart really, really well. You told me that your husband he's not here with you.
No.
And so he's passed, and I know he's helping you still. I just know that. Just that the field that I'm in, it's our loved ones continue to give us strength even though they go to the other side. And he's keeping that vision alive for you and opening doors and things like that. So what is your next, so since you come to California, you're doing this and you've had success, and these wonderful women are giving back to their community and maybe even other places off the reservation. What is your steps of keeping it going? How are you keeping it going? Are you do some of your own monies, or do you get monies from different individuals, groups? How do you keep it going?
Well, my husband and I have given a lot of our own funds and our time and our talent, but we depend on donations from the community and others. The first year I used my Christmas card list. We have one fundraiser, June the 8th. This will be our 5th year of having an evening of Apache culture. We bring in artisans and craftspeople that are going to demonstrate. We have crown dancers and the Apache warriors. We started something last year with children's activities. Arrowhead Cafe from Fort Apache supplies the food.
Wow, I've eaten there a few times. It's really good.
Yes, it is.
It's right there on the Fort Apache, the historical site right there.
And we also have a raffle and a silent auction. And the exciting thing is that one of our students has a grandfather who's an award-winning painter. His name is Larry Ashkey, and he's donated a painting for our silent auction.
Wow.
It's worth a lot of money, and it's wonderful. We've
big.
also had help from some of the businesses in the area. They give gift certificates that we'll raffle off. We have some really wonderful tours. The archaeological tour out of Springerville is worth $900. We'll be auctioning that off.
Wow.
We have Anthony Cooley giving an historical tour of Fort Apache. That will be part of the auction.
So what time of the year does this take place, and where is it located at?
It's going to be June the 8th,
Okay.
which is a Saturday, at Mountain Meadows Park in Lakewood, Lakeside. I keep getting in Lakeside, and it starts around 3 o'clock.
So that's just off Woodland Road, not too far from the Nature Center. Is that correct?
Right.
In that area?
Right.
Wow, how fun.
Now, leading up to that event will be some Apache Culture Appreciation Week activities, and those are being planned now. Last year we had a movie that was the famous Apache 8, the women who were the firefighters. I think they were back in the 60s.
I haven't seen
I'm
that.
not sure what we've got planned this week, but this year, but there will be a week preceding the event of different kinds of activities.
That is awesome. So you have this rolling. You have touched obviously many lives right here, according to this picture. A lot of beautiful women. They have their face of happiness and confidence, and that they're fulfilling some of their gifts and the talents that they have into the community, which is pretty neat.
And I might point out that these pictures, these photos, are just the 17 that we've helped this year. We've helped, Native Women Scholars has given scholarships to 27 Native American women, almost all of them local.
Wow. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go into the first segment of the first scholarship recipient. Tell me a little bit about her, Marty.
We interviewed Brianne, and we knew we had a winner. She went off to NAU, was very successful, became a member of the Native American Association, tutored there, was a big help, worked for them. She graduated in 2017, and she's now an employee of Johns Hopkins Center for Indian Health.
My name is Brianne Clarkson, and I was the first scholarship recipient of the Native Women Scholars. I went to college because so my dad, he wanted me to really go, and he's the one who encouraged me to go to school after high school. My dad went to college, but I was the first of my siblings to graduate from college. I heard about the scholarship through a counselor at my school. When I went to Auchese High School, she said to apply for this scholarship. For the interview for the scholarship, I had it at Burger King, and I remember going, and I did meet Marty and Ron, and my mom came because she's always a part of everything. So she came, and we all got to meet Marty and Ron and talk about just like what I want to accomplish when I go to school. And I majored in public health with a minor in Indigenous health studies. By the end of my senior year of college, I received more than 7 scholarships. So I worked at the Native American Student Services, and there I was a peer mentor, and then I was a program assistant. And then I sort of like build a relationship with a program coordinator, and he was like so helpful, and he was like a kind of like my academic advisor, but he's the one who told me about all these scholarships, and he helped me write my essay, and he like proofread it, and I worked there during the summer too, so I didn't get to come back I think the last two years I was in college. So then I worked at the center for 2 summers, and during those summers he was like, "Oh, Brienne, you have to do this scholarship, you have to do this, and you could get all these scholarships so you don't have to be worried about paying student loans off." And I was like, okay. I did it. I don't have any student loan debt. I didn't take out a student loan, which was a lot less stressful because I heard that it takes a lot of time to pay it off. I never really got to know the people who actually gave me a scholarship with the other ones. They did send a letter, and they did let me know that I did get the scholarship, but with Native Women Scholar, I had Marty and Ron come to see me in Flagstaff and to have dinner and just to visit campus. The Native Women Scholars, they did send care packages throughout the semester to help me. I really like the paper because I did have a printer. Oh, they gave me a printer and a computer to help when I was going, because when we did have the interview, I was working at that time at the farm, and I was working to purchase a laptop. But then during when they awarded me the scholarship, I got a computer and a printer, so I didn't have to worry about buying it. So it was really helpful. Most of the scholarships I got, they just give you money, then they just leave. And they just don't they don't establish a connection with me. So that's what I really enjoyed. I graduated in May 2017 with my bachelor's in public health, and I currently work with Johns Hopkins, the Center for American Indian Health, with their Native Vision program. So I work with 3rd through 5th grade students at an elementary school, and I teach them different topics about health, kind of like health related, so like healthy eating, nutrition, staying active, no bullying, and staying in school.
Wow, what an amazing story.
We're also we're proud of her, and we're proud of all of them.
We are going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Compassion Speaks. My guest today is Marty LaMar, co-founder of Native Women's Scholars Incorporated, right?
Right.
And we just got done talking about your first recipient. Tell me a little bit about your second and how that went.
Our second one is Christine. She graduated from the University of Arizona with honors. She is now an employee with the White River School District. Christine garnered many, many honors when she was at U of A. One of them was Miss Native U of A.
Wow.
And this made us very proud. We went to the pageant and watched her compete, and it was awesome.
We're now going to learn a little bit more about Christine.
My name is Christine River Jones. I graduated with honors in May of 2017, magna cum laude. I started off my freshman year majoring in public health, and then I transitioned into care health and society. It was more, public health is more broad, and care health and society was more fine-tuned, I felt like. And then I eventually ended up combining the two. My senior year, I had applied for over 30 scholarships, and I think it's important for students to know that unless you're getting a scholarship like the Gates Millennium Scholarship, you need to apply for as many scholarships as possible. And because it's really important to know that school is expensive, but it's possible for all expenses to be paid without taking out student loans. And if you take advantage of all the scholarships out there and apply for them, you never know how many you're going to get. And so it'll really take that burden off of stressing about paying for school if you apply for as many scholarships as you can. My freshman year, I received an Outstanding Freshman Award from the Native American Student Affairs, and then I also was invited into the National Society of Collegiate Scholars, and then later on in my years I was invited into the Golden Key International Honor Society, and I received the Outstanding Undergraduate Award from Native American Student Affairs, and I made the Dean's List, and I had several years with academic year academic distinction. I think Native Women Scholars is really different because for one, they allow you to suggest the amount of funding that you want to receive, which I don't know of any other scholarship that allows you to do that. And so that's really important because it the committee will review it, and then but you'll get to request a certain amount. And then also they help you with other finances other than just tuition and books. So if you need help with other things, like other scholars were helped with costs for laptops and printers, and also things like rent and things like that. But most importantly, I feel that they're really unique because they really get to know their scholarship recipients. And one moment that I was really grateful for Native Women Scholars to assist me was when I tried out for Miss Native American University of Arizona. That was the first pageant that I had ever tried out for, and so it was really a special event for me. And I was just so grateful to Ron and Marty for coming to support me, because it really showed that they cared and they were there with me, and they were supporting me being there, and then they were able to celebrate with me when I was crowned. One of the activities that I was involved with was a program called Native SOAR, and what that allowed us to do was to mentor Native American high school students, juniors and seniors and we were just getting them interested in the idea of attending college and letting them know that college is a realistic opportunity and encouraging them to give it a try. Now I'm working at the White River Unified School District at the White River Elementary School, and I work in the self-contained class, and that class is a class under the special education program. And so I work with 8 students, and I help them with their goals. They're each assigned goals, and the goals that I work with mainly are math goals, but I also help them with reading and writing. To me, Native Women Scholars represents empowerment, especially for the Native women, the scholarship recipients, because it allows us to pursue our dreams, and a lot of our dreams are to get different degrees, and we have a diverse group of studies that we're going into, but we all have a goal to give back to our community, and so that's really it's really important.
Wow, what another amazing story. So we're going to go ahead and go on to your third recipient. Tell me a little bit about her.
Tara Lynn is still attending college through the internet and working and doing very well, and she hopes to get her nursing degree within the next year.
We're now going to watch a segment on Tara Lynn, the third recipient.
I first heard about Native Women Scholars through the Tribal Education Department. Derek Leslie, the coordinator, told me about the program that you guys had started, and he had been good friends with you and Ron, and so it was almost as if it were a personal referral. He thought I'd be a good candidate, so he's the one who told me about your program. My mom is a nurse. She's sort of the first one in our family to get a college degree. My grandparents never went to college, so it was my mom who started that, and she kind of set the bar. You know, she had standards for me, and I just followed her path, and that's why I chose to continue my education. Well, I did my general studies through MPC in White River, and then I continued through MPC in Sholo, and I got into the nursing program, their 2-year degree nursing program, and that's where I graduated in May of 2018. And even now, as I'm working on for my BSN, there are other scholarships that I just continue to seek assistance from, because like I mentioned, you know, cost of attendance in all college and universities it's increasing. So the tribal scholarship was not enough for me. What I appreciate most about Native Women Scholars is that they're very involved in the community. They take a sincere, they want to know, you know, they're sincere in wanting to gain knowledge about the people, about the tribe, the cultural history. They're very involved in activities, and their fundraising event includes a lot of the Apache cultural traditions and paintings and art and performers. So it shows their sincere interest in wanting to know the Apache people. So Native Women Scholars, they're very flexible in meeting your individual needs. Like for instance, I was in the nursing program, and it required that I go to MPC 3 times a week and to Summit 1 time a week. So I was driving from White River to Sholo 4 times a week. It's like 40 miles both ways, and so the mileage and the gas would add up. And I expressed this concern and these needs to Ron and Marty, and Native Women Scholars agreed to fund me for gas, which was really helpful, and they just provided the gas for me to get to class and to my clinicals at Summit. The tuition money that I received also covered textbooks, and it covered the tuition fees, my nursing fees, and also tuition. Well, I graduated from the 2-year degree, nursing degree program from MPC in May of 2018. Another thing that Native Women Scholars helped me with was receiving my RN license. There's a lot of fees that go into that, like almost $700, and the committee, the board committee, was willing to pay for part of that cost. So thanks to Native Women Scholars, I was able to receive my nursing license through the Arizona State Board of Nursing. You know, just getting to know Ron and Marty, the founders of the Native Women Scholars, and all of the people who are a part of the program. You see them at the different fundraising events and the functions, and they're very involved. You know, they ask how you're doing, they ask, you know, what your plans are. And so it's a personal relationship that's established through this program. It's not emails and phone calls, but it's face-to-face interaction, and that's what I love most about Native Women Scholars. I am currently working at Haven of Lakeside. I am an RN. I work at night, just part-time, because I'm also a full-time student working on my BSN program through Arizona State University, and I'm really enjoying utilizing my nursing skills while continuing my education. My educational and career goals are to get into a position within Indian Health Services. It's my desire to serve our community people, and with a bachelor's degree, you know, I will be qualified to be a supervisor on a unit or in a department. I feel like I've already kind of established myself within my community. People are aware of my accomplishments through the nursing program. There are not a lot of nurses that have, you know, come from the tribe. And I always wondered why tribal members didn't go for nursing. You know, why were they not trying to be nurses? There's such a need all over. But I understand now that I've gone through the program, it's very challenging. It requires a lot of time, a lot of dedication. And so just, you know, the fact that I've successfully completed the program, I think it speaks to people I interact with my friends, with my family. And through the assistance of the scholarship program, I was able to provide for my daughter and myself and pay for college and just focus on school. So it's possible. There's a lot of help out there for Native women.
What another amazing story on those girls. That was the third one, and you have many more that you're working with. Especially this year, you have a photo here. A bunch of
17.
different photos.
17 this year that Native Women Scholars Incorporated has helped. And we hope to continue with a very successful fundraiser on June the 8th.
Thank you for watching Compassion Speaks. I'm your host, Ezra Borrego, and we'll see you next time.